Hi everyone, and welcome to yet another watercolor tutorial. Last week I brought you a tutorial on how to paint pine trees in 4 different ways, as you can see on the right side of my sketchbook here, and I thought, hey, it's the fall season, why not bring you another tutorial on 4 ways to paint autumn leaves? So that's what we're doing today. Here we are, let's just get started. So for the first leaf, I'm going to be painting the classic maple leaf. I looked up a random image of a maple leaf on Google, and that's the reference I was following. Mine turned out a little bit wonky, so you can definitely sketch your silhouette out with a pencil first. You can even trace it, print out a maple leaf, cut it out, trace it, or just go grab one from outside and trace that onto a piece of paper. I'm sure it will look remotely better than the one I drew and painted here. But while that initial layer is still wet, because you're first going to paint a nice yellow undertone, you can start adding some color kind of in the edges of the maple leaf and allow that paint to bleed or help it spread and bleed towards the center of the maple leaf. So you can honestly add whatever colors you would like that are autumn themed, so browns, reds, oranges, because maple leaves sort of mature in various different colors. So you can totally explore with this, and you can paint them several different colors and see which ones that you like best. But I really like the ones that have this kind of reddish undertone. Those are really, really beautiful. Once your maple leaf has dried, don't forget to add the brown stem as well as the veins of the leaf. Here you're going to want to use a very thin brush to achieve those veins to make them look realistic. As always, I have linked the products that I use in the description below, so if you want to add some to your collection, especially this thin paintbrush, you can go check it out in the description below. Moving on to the second leaf, I don't know what kind of leaf this is. There are so many leaves and varieties that look exactly like this one, so if you know the name of this one, kudos and bonus points to you. Comment below to educate me and the other people that are going to be watching this tutorial. But this one's pretty simple. You're going for a pointed lemon shape here. Again, using yellow as your undertone and then kind of highlighting one side here, painting on some light browns and oranges, and adding even more brown towards the end. Again, you can experiment with the colors that you choose here. It doesn't really matter if you add more red or brown or orange, because leaves all sort of look the same. They all look multiple autumn colors, so as soon as you don't choose purple, actually there are purple leaves, so I take that back. You can make your leaves whatever colors you want. But of course, once you are happy with the colors and they have dried, don't forget to paint on the veins. So the easiest thing to do again is to paint that stem and extend the vein coming from the stem to the point of the leaf, with veins coming off of that main vein and splitting just before they touch the edge of that particular leaf. For the third one, I know that this one is some variation of an oak tree leaf. So this one I'm going to be going for a more brown color. At least I'm assuming that oak leaves, or the ones that I've seen, have been brown. But again, you use whatever colors you want. And I added a little bit of red there just to intensify the brown color, but if you don't have red or you just want more of a brown, that's totally fine. Just make sure you make it a little bit darker than the other leaves, because we want some variation in our life. And while that one was drying, I painted the fourth and final leaf, and this comes from a poplar tree, and the only reason I know that is because a giant poplar tree grew in my parents' backyard, and it was chopped down a couple of weeks ago because the neighbors killed it by putting a poison tablet on the root that was growing on their side of the fence, so that was quite a shame. But for this poplar, I am making it a nice vibrant yellow, because the one in my parents' backyard, the leaves were always yellow, so That's the reference that I'm going by. But once they have dried, again, add your stem, add your veins. Basically, you're going to be painting the veins in almost the exact same way every time, where you extend it coming from the stem all the way to the tip of the leaf, and then having little veins coming from the main vein, sort of pointing towards the points in the leaf. Obviously, this poplar leaf doesn't really have any other points but the one that we just drew a line to, so you can just experiment on this leaf. So that is it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Don't forget to subscribe, like this video, and I will see you in next week's tutorial.